These games might be a ways off, but don't let that ruin your excitement. Here are the titles you'll be talking about in 2019. Anthem. Bioware is going all in on its upcoming multiplayer extravaganza Anthem, a game with all the jetpacks of RoboCop 3 and hopefully none of the letdown. The open-world shooter will pit players against both giant monsters and world-altering shaper storms. And with fully customizable supersuits, players will have the goods to take on all threats, big or small.
Bam, looking good.
Anthem's success is far from a sure thing, but Bioware is committed to the franchise long-term, and they've delivered the goods before. The best we can do is cross our fingers and take the leap when Anthem drops on February 22nd, 2019. Days Gone. At first glance, it's easy to miss Days Gone, the new IP from Sony Interactive Entertainment. It's an open-world, post-apocalyptic shooter that sees a biker on the run from a horde of hungry Smeagol's. It's a premise we've seen before, but Days Gone looks like it has the right mojo to pull it off in a brand new way. After all, how many times have you seen biker gangs and undead horror and the Pacific Northwest in the same game? It won't be zombiesy to make it out of that alive. Days Gone hits stores on February 22nd, 2019. Fire Emblem: Three Houses. It took a while, but Nintendo's long-lived strategy franchise has finally hit the mainstream. So, naturally, Nintendo decided to change everything. In Fire Emblem: Three Houses, attacks and magic spells are separate options. Your characters no longer fight alone. They're joined on the battlefield by hordes of anonymous grunts, because the best kind of work is teamwork.
You son of a bitch!
Nintendo hasn't released much info about the story, but there's still plenty of time to learn more. Fire Emblem: Three Houses will attack your Nintendo Switch sometime in spring 2019. Resident Evil 2. It's been a while since Resident Evil fans have been to Raccoon City, and they're eager to go back, even with all those zombies.
Get higher, girl!
The upcoming current-gen remake of Resident Evil 2 definitely isn't the same game that scared you silly on the PS1. The stiff controls are gone, the enemies will be tougher than ever, and it's all wrapped up in beautiful updated graphics. Resident Evil 2 arrives January 25th, 2019. Be afraid, be very afraid.
You're safe. For now.
Dead or Alive 6. For better or worse, Dead or Alive has a reputation for focusing more on anatomy than actual fighting. With Dead or Alive 6, that's changing. Developer Team Ninja promises that the latest iteration of its one-on-one brawler will be more realistic. Characters will even sweat and bruise as fights progress. It'll be newcomer-friendly too. Even if you haven't played a fighting game before, you should be able to just mash the buttons and pull off some really cool moves.
Because of my big legs and karate, I can do the splits no problem.
Dead or Alive 6 steps into the ring in March 2019. Code Vein. The internet might have decided that Code Vein is an anime Dark Souls, but so what? Judging by the gameplay, Code Vein is going to be a blast. A punishing hack-and-slash adventure where you'll need to carefully time your attacks for maximum impact. It's all about that timing. Code Vein has a few small tweaks that set it apart, of course. You can switch your character build anytime during the game, and you can steal your foe's blood to make your character stronger and to fuel Code Vein's magic attacks. Look for it sometime in 2019.